this video update, we're going to be talking about the nvda put up option play, or FDX. First, we're going to talk about nvda, and then we're going to talk about FDX that I did post. You know, FDX is if you look at this, it's kind of been in a bearish chop zone. It goes down higher, they pop it up. You know, they pop it up, they slowly pull it down, pop it up, pull it down. Today, they happen to pop it up very smoothly, and who would have known they would have popped it up that much, right? I mean, other than, you know, it could have had a much weaker bounce, right? So my opinion, this stock here has a lot of resistance. However, you know what? Confirmation is key. You know, we don't want to get into something that makes no sense. To me, it's a chop zone. Okay, the stock favors lower prices, and it's in a chop zone, and it could chop its way lower and play games. To go higher, it's going to need to prove some major resistance. It's going to have to show some major volume. Can NVDA come and pop up over here? Sure, it could, right? And we're not gonna look at. We never fight the market, but right now, this stock, in my opinion, is still set up for lower prices until otherwise is shown. This one-day little pop doesn't mean anything. In fact, what this does makes it easier to short this. So let's talk about that now. So NVDA needs to break below 96.5 on some good action volume. And good action volume is 1 million on a 10-minute chart. Now, you know, on my last plan, we needed below 95 because we never had the follow through, and they happened to pop it up. Now it's a little bit easier to get in. That's all I look at it. But we really need some power through 96.5, right? It just can't. And if it doesn't crack through 96.5 with a lot of strength and power, then watch for basically below 96.5 and look for power towards 96 to 95.50. It really doesn't matter. And and the next section of the video, we're going to talk about FDX now, but we're going to look at the options, okay? And you see, we're going to be looking at this week's options. So this could confirm and make some nice dollars. It may not this week. By the way, this thing could remain in chop for all we know for the rest of the week. Keep this in mind. It doesn't need to confirm. You know, FDX I like as a stock that could confirm it is weaker than NVDA. Let's go take a look at that. So let's take a look at this chart here, and I posted this here, but let's take a look at this one here, FDX, and let's open this up. And you know, the same thing. This stock here, the reason that if we look at this here, well, you can't see this, but I can tell you that this stock is oversold. In other words, it was oversold this day, but we were able to make money on this day. I didn't hold enough, but had I, and again, it gave an easy chance to exit the position. Okay, I saw that this could bounce. Of course, this is bounced more than what we see here, but this was I made this in the morning. Everything looked choppy to me. Nothing really looked good. But the stock here, the way it was going up, we were going up on kind of low volume. I think that they're gonna go and test that 180 hard, 180, very easily, very quickly. And these April 21 182.5 puts, even the 185 puts probably could, depending on when these things want to trigger, could be used for some really good gains, because this does fall fast. You know, you can see, but it's got to relax. Like if they pop this up a bit, FDX has got to relax, right? So I'm still going to talk about this chart, but FDX needs to crack below 183.25 from the start, from this point, to start the fall again, and try to test the 200, which would make these 182.5 puts gain 100% easy. That's right. You know. Now the key here, I also talked about a below 184.30 again. So it dropping below that again would be a good sign, and you know, that could be also a point of consideration. However, the strong confirmation still remains through the 183.25 area. It could be even better than that. Again, I need more data, but as it stands, you know, this market, I mean, FDX, anyways, deserves lower. But like I said over here, you know, it could need a few days of rest. You know, there's no guessing here. The fact of the matter is, this does favor lower test low, and you know something, how we bounced out 200-day moving average will be interesting too, right? Because there's a lot of weakness to the upside, right? And if you're bouncing on weak volume, that's never good, right? So it's a matter now, can they send this lower? And again, confirmation is key, people. Confirmation is key, right? There's no guessing here because you know what? Stocks chop and then they make, I want to catch directional moves. And this has been directly falling. In fact, before I talked about this day, I actually was looking at this privately, talking shorting this on this day here. And then I decided to even take more, and you know what? Still made money. You know why? Because this thing was rock solid down, right? But I knew a bounce was coming. Just don't know when, right? And today they decided to bounce it a little bit. Let's go take a look at the options for NVDA and FDX. All right, we're on the Yahoo Finance board, and we have FDX here. And let's take a look at these April 21. We're going to look at these are the call section. We'll look at the put section. Again, this closed at 185.54, up 181 today. Again, kind of weak. This is for April the 17th. Let's go take a look at the options. So we're talking about the So we're talking about the 185, the 182 and a half puts. Now, you know, I watch these myself. Now these are good. There's some, not amazing. I mean, the 180s even have a lot more open interest than, of course, the 185s. But the 180, 182 and a halves kind of gained more. Did pretty good. So did the 185 puts. So these are the two I would look to use, depending on when it confirms. Would be these ones. The 185 to 182 and a half. And as it stands, this is 132. This is 60 cents. There's a lot of open interest. So we'll see what happens here. FedEx is bearish. So we'll wait for confirmation because the markets are going to do what they want to do. But what makes sense is confirmation. I know I have good time frame alignment. If we can go, that's why we'll wait for confirmation, because when it doesn't make sense, we need to then readjust the plan. So there you have it, people. Let's take a look at NVDA. All right, so NVDA closed at 99.23, up 374. For NVDA, that's nothing, but it was also low volume. Again, this makes it shorting easy. So you've got the let's go down to the 95 puts here. I mean, look how cheap these things are now. They're very cheap. You know how much these are going to go up if we get the confirmation? Oh, they're going to go up a lot. Now, I want to make a point here now, so you can see that there's a good open interest on these puts. Then you got the 180. Now, the 100. Now the 100 is doing very, very well. Now, this is what I'm getting at. In my plan, I'm talking about the 95. Okay. However, the way the stock has been chopping, the 100s could be a really good target as they trade very well. But the 95 puts, spread-wise, they've been trading better. I don't know. I mean, you can see that here, the way they ended up. So, can these make a lot of money? Sure they can, and they're cheap. Now, these will obviously, when this tries to confirm properly, they're going to cost maybe 60 cents, 70 cents. And if they give this stock a flush, okay, because this does favor lower, man, these options are going to go down a lot. Again, no, like I said, people, confirmation is key. Can this pop NVIDIA higher? Sure they could. Volume could come in and they can change the game. But right now as it stands, there is no proof of that. You've got a low volume bounce. In the time frame alignment, according to how I look at things, is to favor to the lower side right now. And I know that can change. And the key is not to fight the market. It's to try to get in the right directions. People who try to short Tesla, for example, on that massive rise, they look like stupid morons because it went even 10 points higher as they were doing the short. The difference between me and the morons out there is I have a confirmation system which is superior to anything out there. And the confirmation system is more right than wrong. Can we catch everything? No. Can we catch every blip? No. But we're catching real moves. And when you put your money into where it counts, that's what matters. All right, people, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Power Target Trades, I suggest you subscribe. You see the center Power Target Trade? It's going to appear here in a circle format. Simply click on it, and it's going to give you an easy way to subscribe. A lot of great links. Like I said, people, look what I have here. Look at part of the system. Confirmation is key. Study the videos, people. Visit daily. Follow Power Target Trade for updates and confirmation. Listen, people. This is organized. This is, trying to catch real moves. Just like the Tesla on April the 3rd. While many were shorting it, Power Target Trade caught the real directional moves. Power Target Trade's about the real moves. It's not about the fake popping garbage movements that the stock market makes every day. You can't catch those. Every time you get lucky with a garbage catch move, you're gonna lose out on the big gains because you're not mentally prepared to catch the real moves. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? And I know what I'm talking about because I've watched this. I've watched it happen over and over again. When it comes to you're going to see how strict I am on my because my system is damn perfect. I tell you, people. So there you have it. It's perfect when you utilize those key numbers and you don't look at the everyday blips in the market. The market is going to do things that are going to surprise you. But we want to catch what makes sense, not what doesn't make sense. In a chop zone, everybody's right. Bullish and bearish can be right. But directional move or something where we can catch, where we can put some good money down and make good money with peace of mind, with confirmation and volume behind it, or a proper price pattern behind it, is where you're going to make the big bucks. So there you have, people. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Like the video.